great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. The Immigration Answer Show is back. It's your boy, Jim Hacking. This is episode number 537 of the Immigration Answer Show, 537. How's everybody doing? I missed you all. I'm back. I'm glad to be back. It's a little bright. Back in St. Louis. We had a grand time in Florida. We had sun 3 out of 4 days, so it was really, really nice. Got to go out on a dolphin cruise and see some dolphins. Got to go for a long walk with Noor down to get a jet ski, and she got to drive the jet ski for the first time as a 14-year-old. She was very excited about that. We had much fun. Looks like a lot of our friends are here. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We're always happy to hear from old friends and new friends. I'll be here for the next hour, trying to answer as many of your immigration law-related questions as possible. The sun is super bright, which is why I have my hat down low. But I'll be here for the next couple days at least, for sure. We'll keep the party going and try to answer as many immigration questions as we can. I'm off to Norfolk, Virginia on Wednesday for a naturalization interview on Thursday. And then on Friday, I'm getting sworn in to the federal bench in the Northern District of New York. So I'll be shuffling off to Buffalo. How about that? Wait, somebody said they're in Fort Myers. That's where I just was. I just flew out of Fort Myers. I just landed about an hour and a half ago. So there we are. How's everybody doing? Do you have a good weekend? What did you do this weekend? Anything fun? We had lots of fun, as I mentioned. And now it's warm in St. Louis. Julie's here. She's been having a lot of her fun of her own, I must say. What can I say? These are the kinds of things that I say. Julie's good. She'll be watching the boards and spreading the word on how you can get in the waiting room if you want to ask me a question. We got people all over Ghana, Greenport, Brazil, Fort Myers, like I said, Lagos, Yuma, Arizona, Rhode Island, New York, St. Louis, Chicago. I'm glad we're here. And I feel rested and recharged, and I'm glad to be with all of you. I'm going to get started. Yusuf was here first, so let's see what Yusuf has to say. Hello, Yusuf.
Oh, hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. So I've been talking to Matt through your firm, and he's an amazing attorney. I just have a quick question. I'm an international student. I entered the country with an F1 visa status, and I've been married since December 16th. To a U.S. citizen, and I'm just worried about the 90-day rule thing, and I want to apply sooner before they increase their fees on April 1st.
When did you enter?
So I entered on January 18th, but I've been in the country for a while though.
So like you went home for Christmas?
I went home to visit my family in Kuwait, and then I came back.
Okay, so when did you start your F1 studies?
I've had a visa as an F1 student in 2018. They gave it to me from Kuwait for 5 years, and I came here. I finished a lot of my studies, and then I got a new visa, which is also I renewed my visa, which also for 5 years, an F1 student, and I got that like a year and a half ago, I think, or less than that probably.
So then you went home for the holidays, and when did you? What's the date of your marriage?
December 16th.
So you left. Did you get married in the United States or outside the United States?
Yes, inside the United States.
So you got married in December after many months after an entry, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And then you left, and you re-entered when?
Re-entered back on January 18th.
Okay, and the fees go up April 1st.
Yes.
So the real rule is the 60-day rule. It's not 90. It's 60 is what you have to deal with. So you want to file in that window between March 18th and April 1st.
Got it.
So
okay.
I don't know what day March 20th is, but I would send it to them by Federal Express on March 20th.
Got it. March 20th.
Thread that
Perfect.
needle, baby. Thread that needle.
Perfect.
All right.
I got it. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, buddy. Congrats.
No.
All right. James is next. What do you say, James? I can't hear you, James. No audio on James. Can't hear you, buddy. Ashwin. Hello, Ashwin.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, except the sun is so damn bright. I'm just going to sit like this for a while.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for taking my call. I have a few questions regarding my just about my father's immigration petition. So just a brief background: he's currently in the U.S. on an E-1 traded treaty visa status. His I-94 expires on 8th of February of 2025, and his E-1 visa is valid until September of 2025. Last year, he applied for an I-140 under the EB-1A category, a self-petition, and he was approved with a priority date in May of 2023. He's an Indian-born Canadian citizen, and he can't submit his adjustment of status, I-485, until his priority date becomes current. And right now, it's at January of 2021. Since he's supposed to leave his country when his I-94 expires in February 2025, we're not sure about some of the options, or we're kind of confused. We're just kind of getting some further clarity on that. So,
wait, hold on. Does your dad have an immigration lawyer?
No, not currently.
Your dad should have an immigration lawyer helping him with this. This is too important to be messing around. I appreciate that you wrote out the question ahead of time.
Yep.
But the idea that your dad would put his fate in the hands of a lawyer on a YouTube channel without looking at any of his documents is absurd.
Yeah, we were just trying to get before. I mean, we still have a good year or so before we make some decisions. We're just trying to evaluate some options before pulling the trigger on finding a lawyer. But a few things we want to get clarity on: is it possible to actually extend the E-1 visa without leaving the U.S.?
I think that's risky.
Okay.
Just because they take a year to extend those things, and you're just not going to know what's happening. I mean, how long is it going to take for his priority date to become current?
Yeah, I mean, based on the way it's going, I think it'll take. If we spitball, maybe it's about a couple years.
Who told your dad that self-petitioning while on an E1 that was going to work? Because I'm not so sure about this whole plan overall. Did your dad ever talk to an immigration lawyer?
No, I mean, he had a lawyer to help him work with the case to petition it, and
Okay.
it worked out. So he got it I-140 approved, but it's just that 485, which he hasn't been able to file because it's not current, right? So that's what that's the conundrum we're in. Because, I mean, the thing is, yeah, we could extend the visa, but there's a chance that it may not be extended, right? Because he's filed for a adjustment status.
That's right, and he's demonstrated immigrant intent.
Yeah. So if that's the case, what aspect we were considering is potentially him moving back to Canada on a consular process, which changes adjustment status to a consular. So, but is he allowed to make a trip into the U.S. on a visitor visa, or does he have to wait until he hears back from USCIS?
Why do we think that he'd be able to get a visit visa if we think he couldn't get an E2 visa, an E1, E2 investor visa reapproved if he's demonstrated immigrant intent? It's the same problem.
Okay.
They're both non-immigrant visas. They're both inconsistent with the filing of the I-140 and the 485.
I see. So if he switches to consular, then the intent is he has to wait until the prior date clears up and he's actually able to file his 480 or his consular processing and complete the process.
But then what happens to his business while he's stuck outside the United States for a couple of years?
I mean, I think most likely he'll have the business outside the country. He'll probably operate remotely.
What kind of a business is it?
It's mainly consulting for food safety.
Interesting. I think this is some pretty high wire stuff. I don't know if it's going to work overall. I hope it does. Even with the I-140, that's in some ways the easier piece. Maybe not. Maybe it's not the easier piece, but I just think there's lots of little pitfalls for Dad here, and I think like Robert said in the comments, I think not necessarily us, but he needs a lawyer sooner rather than later.
Okay. And last question is, can you extend the I-94 without leaving the U.S.? So since there's a gap from February to September, September is when the visa ends. Is it possible to renew an I-94 while in the U.S. just to buy more time, or does it?
How would he do that?
I mean, just by applying to, I don't know, if the office. Do you know any solutions to that at all?
I don't think that's how it works. The I-94 is what you get when you enter. So I don't know how you can achieve extending an I-94 without leaving the country.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Bye, Ashwin. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Guy's got a whole business. Guy's got his whole livelihood running on being in the United States. Got to get that lawyer involved sooner rather than later. That was a strange call. James, you got some audio for me? I don't know. I think James is frozen. Bayarma, how are you?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to ask a question.
Sure.
I have a long history. I'm gonna make it shorter. So I've been waiting for my for the I-730
Okay.
for family petition. So waiting for this like more than 3 years now. So and then also the immigration department has denied my I-485, sorry. So hold on. So let me tell you from the beginning. So I applied for the I-730 March 2020, and then I have received a notice on September 2020. Since September 2020, I haven't heard back anything from the USCIS. And then I also requested the help for CIS ombudsman, and they did some email and nothing much helped.
So what's the receipt date on the 730?
It was September 2020.
September 2020, and it's still pending?
Still pending.
At USCIS?
Yes. And then
US
I
Wait, so USCIS has had the I-730 for 3.5 years, and they haven't decided it yet?
Yes. Sadly, yes.
Okay, we should sue them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I mean, 730s do take a little while, but also we've sued them on 730 delays of just 2 years. So you're well past that. I think if you sue them, they'll just get working on it.
Right. Also, for my I'm sorry, 485, should I sue them as well? Because they denied my case falsely, because they said I wasn't physically presented in the United States, which is not right.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So tell me about that. So they said you weren't here when you filed for adjustment, or you left, or they said you didn't have enough time here, or what did they say?
They said I wasn't physically in the United States.
Like on the day they denied it, you weren't, they mean? Or when you filed it?
Probably that's what they said, but I have never left the United States the last 9 years.
Okay. So, oh man. So when was the date of the denial of the 485?
It was November 2023.
So more than 30 days ago.
Yeah, more than 30 days ago. And I already opened the review motion for 2I-90B.
You did?
With my lawyer. But I couldn't do anything for my kids' petition. So I've been separated from my kids for 9 years now.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Have you talked to anybody at the office?
No, not yet.
Yeah. We can do. I mean, this would be a tricky lawsuit to put them both in the same one, the same case. But we could, and we should put them all in one lawsuit. We can challenge the 485 denial, and we can complain about the fact that it's been 3.5 years on your 730. So yeah, that's something we could do.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, Bayarma, just make sure that you tell them that you were on the show, and that whoever you talk to, they need to talk to me. Okay, Huli's got you. Huli got her. Huli's got you. So we'll connect. I know what to do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Bayarma. See ya.
All right, bye. See ya.
3.5 years. What the F? That's some BS. 3.5 years plus a wrongful denial of the 45. I think I'm going to start filing more of those. I don't know, man. I've just been seeing some really dumb mistakes like, hey, Bayerma, you're not in the United States. But guess what? I never left. I've been here the whole time. And you clowns don't know the difference. It's not like Bayerma is a very common name. It's not like her name is Mary Smith. Bayerma is someone they should be able to figure out. And by the way, she has a pending 730, which means most likely she's still here. So I think we'll be able to help old Bayerma. I hope for sure. Juan's been waiting. Hello, Juan.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Really good. So I just have a quick question. Well, first, thank you for all the help that you have provided to us. I've been following your channel for months at this point.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
And I have a question. I recently got my citizenship. I'm blessed.
Nice.
And
Love it.
um,
Where and when did you get sworn in to be a citizen?
February 5th, like
Hmm.
less than a month.
How long did
recent.
how long did your naturalization case take from start to finish?
It was not that long. I think it was way longer the I-751.
Yeah.
Rather than the naturalization. Like as soon as I was eligible for the 3-year mark, because
Yep.
I'm married,
Uh-huh.
I requested it.
So when did you file and when did you have your interview and when did you get approved?
July, I filed. I had my interview in January, and I got the oath back in the 5th of February.
Which field office?
It was in Orlando.
Nice. Congrats. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so what's the
Thank
question?
you so much. So I want to actually request my mother, and she has been dating this person for more than 10 years, but they're not married. He never adopted me when I was younger than 21.
Yep.
So I was gonna ask you, can I actually make the request for both of them, or should I just do it for my mom and after my mom make the request for him?
That's a great question. And that's one I'll make a video on. If Huli reminds me, that'd be a good video to do tomorrow. I'll make a video on this tomorrow. But in order for you to be able to sponsor him, the relationship between your mom and him has to have been formalized in a marriage before you turned 18. So actually, you can't ever apply for him. What has to happen is you have to apply for mom as the mother of a U.S. citizen, and then she'll come and get her green card. You know, that'll take a year and a half or so. And then she can apply for him. And if she doesn't want to wait here the whole time, what I would do is, let's play it out. So let's say on March 1st, you apply for a green card for mom.
Mm-hmm.
And mom's overseas, I assume?
Yes.
All right. So you apply for mom. What country is mom in?
Colombia.
So you apply for mom, probably take a year and a half for mom to get here. So we'll say the start of 2026. So 2026, mom gets her green card. Mom gets her immigrant visa. You pay the LSC. Mom gets her green card. She comes to the United States, and then her green card follows her. And then what I would do is I would apply for a reentry permit for her, and I'd have her apply for her spouse.
Okay.
Now, right now, those cases are taking 4 years. Hopefully by then they'll be not taking so long, right? But they'll be taking a while. So if she doesn't want to wait here with you because she wants to be with her husband, she can get a reentry permit and get permission to leave the United States for up to 2 years while that whole thing's going on. So you could apply for mom right now, get her green card, then she applies for her husband, and then she can after she gets her green card, she stays here for a while, then she just hangs out, and comes back and forth. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's what it is. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
See you, buddy.
See you.
All right. All right. I saw a question. Sabrina's asking about the vaccine waiver. Now, of course, we don't help at our office with the vaccine waiver. We think that most people should get vaccinated, that a lot of the brouhaha about the vaccine is nutty. and nutty specifically from Robert Kennedy and those of his ilk who are saying false things like Marjorie Taylor Greene, that all these people died of the vaccine. So we would never help with a vaccine waiver, but in answer to the question, I'll say this, that if you've at any time had any kind of a vaccine in your whole life, the idea that you're going to get a vaccine waiver is very, very limited. And I think if you're talking about an overseas case, very unlikely that you're going to get to be able to come on that vaccine waiver. And even if you can, you're adding a year to your case. So for lots of reasons, I mean, Jesus Christ, we've got measles shooting through the stratosphere now. All these kids are getting measles because their parents won't get them vaccines. It's like, how anti-science can I be? So unless you can demonstrate that you and your long line of family has never had vaccines, that it's been this long held belief, you might be able to get the waiver here in the United States. You most likely aren't going to get it at the embassy. And like I said, if you've gotten any vaccines at all, then your whole argument that this is some kind of a moral thing is just going to go out the door. So show me a religion that says you can't do it, and show me a religion that has said that for decades, and then maybe we'll see if it can pass. Otherwise, not going to work. All right. Addie Shola is here. Addie Shola, are you frozen? Addie Shola is frozen, so we'll come back. Ashburn. Hello, Ashburn.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I got you. How you doing?
Yes. Good evening, sir. I'm from New York, so I'm speaking.
Nice.
Okay. So I have a very complex scenario regarding my issues. So I entered here. Hello?
I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm a British citizen. I entered here on an ESTA visa. I married my wife. She's an asylum seeker. And her case has been pending for about 10 years now. And on my ESTA right now, overstayed. So I'm waiting for some kind of hope that she will get her green card approval. And then
You need asylum? She hasn't gotten asylum yet.
Yeah, she hasn't got. But I'm praying in Jesus Christ because I believe that she's going to be approved because she knows how to make her own case. She's filing it all by herself.
What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean? She knows how to make her own case. Is she a lawyer?
No.
What country is she from?
She's from India. What I try to say is she's filing it all by herself.
What does she fear about going back to India?
Due to political reasons and other issues.
Like what?
I'm not really sure about her case because she filed it with her family, so I'm not really involved in that.
So you came on ESTA and you're hanging everything on an asylum case that you don't know anything about.
Yes. So I'm asking you, sir, what are my chances I can adjust my status from inside the United States or outside?
Adjust your status? You don't even have. What are you talking about? Adjust status? You're married to someone who's seeking asylum. You're so far from adjusting status, and you haven't articulated why she fears. Has anything bad ever happened to her in India?
Yeah, but why do you think, sir, the asylum case is taking that long?
You haven't answered my question. Has anything bad ever happened to her in India?
Not really, but see, I can't answer for her because it's her and her family. My wife and her family, they've filed for asylum. So I don't really know all the pros and cons for why they're seeking asylum in this country.
How long have you been married?
8 months.
And you and your spouse have never talked about. I mean, you've put your whole immigration chances on an asylum case, and you're telling me you don't know what it's about.
Yeah, because she was here before I entered the country. I entered in 2021.
Right, I understand that.
So I don't know the whole scenario.
You were supposed to come. You were supposed to come for 90 days on a visit visa.
Yeah, correct. And I decided to overstay because we had long-term plans.
What long-term plans did you have?
Like we decided to get married and we decided to settle down. So if you can help me, so and show me a way so I can reach out to you.
Well, we would have to talk to her. So how old is she?
She's 27.
So when this case was originally filed, she filed it under her parents?
Yes, her family and herself. It's a whole family petition.
Right, but when she turned 21, did she file her own petition?
No.
Okay. So that's a problem. That's a problem. She's over 21. She's not on her parents' petition anymore.
So you're saying you would like to speak to her?
Maybe. Yeah. We'll talk to her, but I mean, it's all going to come down. It's not like I can just make an asylum case out of nothing. She's on her own now. She's over 21. This just doesn't seem very sensible to me.
And the most shocking part is they haven't got a response now for over 10 years.
Well,
Okay,
I doubt
her status is still pending.
Did they have an interview?
Sorry, sir.
Did they have an asylum interview?
Not yet. Because when I check the case status online, it says case pending.
So what year was it filed?
Sorry?
What year was it filed?
In the year of 2015 and 2016.
Yeah, so that's the window when everything was. Yeah, we can talk to her, but like, do her parents have a lawyer?
The most intriguing part is they haven't hired a lawyer because of their budget, and they want to do it all by themselves.
They're stupid. Okay.
I know, sir. That is the whole reason what I said to my wife, and I really, respect your opinion and the way you talk. But my wife, she thinks differently.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get on a call with her to convince her that I know what I'm talking about. If she realizes the serious nature that she's in and that you're in, it seems like she's not taking this very seriously. If she hasn't done anything to deal with her immigration status since turning 21 and since marrying you, there's nothing I'm going to do to fix that.
And right now, my only hope is I'm waiting for her green card approval.
Green card? Why do you keep talking about a green card? You're so far from a fucking green card. You're knocking on the door. She's barely here. She's got some, it sounds like, very thin asylum case to which you cannot articulate. And
I don't know the whole details of how they filed it and what.
My brother, she's your wife. She's your wife. I know everything about my wife's immigration history.
But what I'm trying to say is, they filed it before I entered the country. That was
so what? So what? Do you go over to their house for dinner? Hey, how's that asylum case going? What's that all about anyway? I mean, aren't you curious? Don't you want to know? I mean, you hung your whole hat on her case, which might be complete bullshit.
Correct. So can we come and see you?
We can set up a Google Meet if you want, but only if she's serious. If she's
we
just
can have a discussion, because I can explain my situation and she can explain her situation to you.
Okay. All right.
When can we come and see you?
Yeah, just send an email.
Okay, on email? Okay, that's the one, right? Okay, no problem.
Thanks, man. All right, see ya. Okay, bye. Oh, man, I just got back from vacation. I think people are trying to make me go crazy on my first day back. What do you guys think? Trying to make me go crazy on my first day back. I just got here. I just got here. People trying to make me crazy. Hey, listen, I've been meaning to tell you guys, speaking of asylum, that a very nice former asylum officer reached out to me. He has a really nice service, which I find very interesting. Maybe Ashburn's wife would qualify for this. So he said thousands. I think he said 10,000 asylum interviews. He did it for 20 years. So 10,000, maybe. Anyway, he's retired from the government and he helps lawyers or people without lawyers get prepared for their asylum interviews. And he goes over the whole application as if he's the officer, and he helps people make their cases stronger and gets them ready for their interview. Now, he told me he only charges like $750 to do that, which I thought was pretty reasonable, but he has agreed to come on the show. And we're going to talk to him about asylum probably one day next week because I'm traveling. So I'm going to have him on the show for about a half hour. So if you have questions about asylum, we'll definitely do a section on, maybe we can have Ashburn's wife on, but any event, we're going to ask him lots of questions, mostly related to the interviews, right? mostly about the interviews themselves, like what happens, what to expect. I mean, generally with an asylum interview, I mean, this is what I always tell my clients. Number one, you should assume the officer's read your brief. Number two, you should assume that the officer knows everything about your home country. Number three, the officer is not going to want to chit chat or hear about generally about things going on in your home country. They're going to want to know about you. They're going to want to know about why you fear going back home to your home country and what persecution you will face if you go back tomorrow, right? If you go back tomorrow. So I think that that'll be interesting to have him on. So we're going to do that. I think I got to get back to him, but it's going to be next week, one day next week, maybe next Monday or Tuesday, I think. I texted him, but I gotta check my LinkedIn. So anyway. All right, let's go to Not Nile. Not Nile, you're on mute. There you go. I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm great.
I just had a few questions about the OPT work permit. And I just graduated this December. I got a job offer in Chicago working for a business company because that's my major and everything. So one of the questions I had was, is it possible to do the W-2 job, this one, the one I'm currently about to start, and at the same time also do a contract job like DoorDash or like a 1099 job?
No, not under OPT.
So always has to be stuck to the major I'm doing.
Yep.
Okay, so after the year ends with my OPT, let's say after 12 months, would I be able to extend the work permit to be able to do maybe different kinds of job or maybe a different company?
What was your major?
Business and political science.
So you only get 1 year of OPT. At the end of that OPT, you either have to have been sponsored for an H-1B, go back to school, or leave the United States, or come up with some other way to stay. But no, you can't. Only people with a STEM degree, science, technology, engineering, or math, can get 3 years of OPT, but you only get one shot at OPT.
What would I be able to do after that, after my work permit expires, to keep a work permit in the U.S.?
You can't.
I just have to go like to graduate school, I guess. That's
unless somebody sponsors you for an H-1B next year and you get selected in the lottery.
That's the only way right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, if you look on our YouTube channel, so I do this talk. I do a talk for international students, and we talk all the time about OPT and about how that all works. I think it was at the end of November, but if you look on the channel and scroll back, you'll see that there's one of the videos that doesn't look like the other ones. Okay. And it's 45 minutes. It's an hour of my best stuff on what you're asking me. It's like, how can an OPT, a student on F1, how can they eventually get a sponsorship and a green card and citizenship? Mm-hmm. It walks you through that whole thing. So just find that video.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
And I'll see you, buddy.
Bye.
All right. Master's here. Hello, Master. You're on mute. You're on mute, buddy.
Can you get me off the camera, please?
Done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all you do. I've been following you for a long time, been trying to get to you, but sometimes I'm not lucky. But today, I think I'm lucky today, to speak to you. First of all, really appreciate all you do.
We'll find out if you're lucky or not. What you got?
All right. So I'm an asylee, right? I came into the U.S., my family, anyway. Long story short, I ended up in with immigration and detention. And anyway, I won my asylum through the courts, through the immigration judge, grant me an asylum 2019.
Great.
Then, before then, though, my family actually filed, with the USCIS, on the normal processing. So actually, I left the country, and on my way back, I had issues. So that's how my own got into immigration judge, and it went faster. And I won my case in the court. After winning, then I now fight for my wife and kids, and they got their asylee through me 2 years ago, 2022, I think, yeah.
Were they outside the United States or inside the United States?
No, we're all here. We're all here.
Got it. Okay.
So after that, we're in between though. When I came in newly, I had a friend that I know back home who actually helped us when we moved in, and we stayed with him a little bit. So we had this good relationship. I did stupid stuff. He wanted to submit his DMV. He wanted to like renew his license, right? And before that, he was married and had a wife, and they divorced, and he had a restraining order to not go to some certain places. One of the places was the DMV where he lives. So foolishly for me, he asked to go ahead.
Hold on. He got a restraining order that he couldn't go to the DMV, or like one particular DMV office, or what?
One particular DMV in where he lives, in the city he lives.
Okay.
So foolishly, he called me. I was aware about his ordeal with his wife. So he said I should go help him submit his DMV application, which he already filled. I didn't even know much. I was still barely new in the US. So I went in with all his, everything was him, even with his green card, with his credit card. So I did everything paid, and I left. So usually when they're done, they will send that document, the ID to him in his address. So he got the address, he got it, and I didn't know what was in there. So eventually they took me a picture while I was doing that, and my picture was showing on his ID for about 2 years.
Wait, hold on. Do you look alike?
No, we don't. Well, yeah, somehow we look alike though.
So
We
okay,
look alike.
so just to make sure. So let's say that I'm your friend. Okay, so I'm Jim, and
Mhm.
let's say we look alike. We're from the same country. So I have a restraining order. I can't go into the downtown DMV office. So you take all of my paperwork, and you take all of your paperwork with Jim on it, and you say, this is my birth certificate, this is my utility bill, this is my driving record, I need to renew my license. And then they take your picture and they put it on my new driver's license.
So it looks like that's what happened. So anyway, I didn't know much. So, but he filled everything. We didn't actually need all that stuff. All he gave me was just, I think it was just the form he filled, and he gave me his card. And what else? I think his green card. I think his green card copy. Something like that. I can't remember. It was been a long time ago. So I went in innocently and I did that. And I gave it. And it was at the park because we both drove to the place and we left. That was like 2017.
So he sat on the car while you went in and did all this dumb stuff.
Yeah. He was in my car right in the DMV outside, but he couldn't go in. So after that, he got the license and we forgot that issue. After 2 years later, after I won my asylum, we all go. So I was traveling to another state, me and my family, and he was with us on that trip, with me on that trip. So the idea was I would drive, he would also drive. So while we're driving,
so now you and I are driving down the street. And we have driver's licenses with the same picture on it.
So exactly. So he was driving, he overspeed, and he got pulled over. And from there the cops saw that he had the license, that had my picture, and they find out. I told them what happened. So anyway, we were charged. At the end of the day, I got misdemeanor, right? I got misdemeanor in a different state. The case ended, and he also got a misdemeanor because I told the cop what happened. Like, I actually went. I didn't know. So they found out they knew it was true, I got punished. Then after that, my own state where I live, where it happened, they also charged me for going to the DMV. To go help him. So it was like one thing, two charges. You know what I mean?
So like I live in Ohio, but I got a ticket in Michigan for the license issue, but then I also got a ticket in Ohio for the tricking the DMV.
Yeah, exactly. So I got the two. They were both misdemeanor though. They were all both misdemeanor, on both sides. So then after, fast forward, I filed my green card, after I was due for interview, I went for the interview. They asked me during the interview about that two cases, and I explained to the officer like, hey, I actually went, I was foolish. I think it was the wrong thing to do. I knew him though, but honestly, he didn't even tell me a picture was showing for almost 2 good years because he had that license with him. I didn't even know that. If I knew, I would have even But anyway, for that reason, they denied my green card. It was denied. They denied my green card. He said, they denied it for that reason. They say, it's a moral turpitude. Then somebody was helping me to handle the case. My lawyer said, I can reopen or motion to reopen wherever from I-290B. So we did that and also denied that. They denied it. So from what I understand from the denial, said that should go and it looked like I should go and reapply again all from the beginning. That's what it looks like. But I just got that denial notice like 2 days ago. So I'm actually waiting, to hear. But
On the 290B, you just got that?
Yeah, I just got that. Yeah, like last week. They denied that. It was filed sometime last year, August or September, I think. It was filed, so it took about 3-4 months. So at this point, they denied it. At this again. So I don't know what to do. I said, let me call you and see.
So a couple things. Number one is, since all this happened, have you left the United States?
No, I've been here all through. I've been here.
Don't leave the United States, because I'm worried that they might mess with you again for 2 crimes of moral turpitude. I would love to see the denial notice. I mean, I say this all the time. I've been practicing immigration law since 2007, 2008. Every day somebody comes on this show or calls our office and tells me something that I've never heard before. So I would really like to see, when you wait until you get the decision on the 290B. I mean, it sounds like they're pissed and they really don't want to give you a green card. So maybe we refile, maybe we wait a while, to like maybe 5 years after all this is cleared up to reapply. I don't know, but I'd sure like to see those decisions.
Sure, I will be able to. I will email it to you if you
Info at. Yep. Now listen, Rocio asked an interesting point that I hadn't thought of. Did you ever see the restraining order that said he couldn't go to the DMV, or is that just something he told you?
Oh, well, I knew about his ordeal with him and the wife. I knew both of them. You know, I knew when they
work. What did the DMV have to do with it? Did she work there?
Yeah, that's what he told me, that she works there. But at the end of the day, he lied to me. It wasn't true. The truth was, he has the truth. Why he sent me, which I didn't even know, I knew later, was he had eyes problem. He thought he couldn't pass the eye test. That was the reason. Nothing else. That's the truth. Honestly, nothing else. He was lying that the wife was working there. It was not true. But I knew about.
What country is that fellow from?
I'm from Nigeria.
So my brother, this shit doesn't have anything to do with a TRO. This doesn't have anything to do with the eye test. It's something else, man. It's something else.
Yeah, that's what I thought even till now. I was trying to see if I can even sue him, because it really cost me a lot of damages. I don't know how I can even sue him.
No. You don't want to mess with that. So you're not hanging out with this guy anymore, right?
Oh, no way. No, we're done, man. Since time after we're done.
So the ticket that you got in your state where the DMV was, what was your sentence for that? Or what did you plead guilty to? Do you know? What was the crime?
It looks like identity fraud, identity theft, something like that. ID theft.
I mean, all USCIS has to hear is Nigeria and identity theft, and they're off to the races. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. I understand that. Yeah.
It wasn't really identity theft, though. I mean, it was like identity license to get a license. I don't know. All right, send me that stuff over when you get it, okay, Master?
Okay, so I will send you the denial and the first denial that I got. Then also when we file to reopen the I-Form 290B, the 2 denial, I will send them to you.
Awesome, great. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. I just don't know how this stuff happens. I really don't know how this stuff happens. I mean, maybe I'm just sort of out of it because I just got back from vacation, but man, oh man. It looks like Addie Shola is back. Addie Shola, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
You're not driving, are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not the one driving. I'm not the one driving. Thank you very much. So, my issue is that I applied for my N400, and I went for the interview sometime July last year, and I went for my interview. So they did not approve me at that time. They were saying that they needed RF, like evidence. Yeah. So when they sent it to me, they were asking me to do a fingerprint, like they want my background check, and they want my driving record. So as at that time, I had a ticket that I already been taken care of. It was a traffic ticket. It was a red light. So and then they sent the request for evidence, and I sent them all the documents they requested. I send it to them before the due date. So then, since then, it took them like 6 months to make a decision. So they made a decision like last week, and then they wanted me to come for the oath ceremony. So, but my question is, between that interview date and today, I have another ticket that has already been taken care of. I even went to online drive and traffic school. I took care of everything. So, and my question is the like I don't know what is going to happen. Like I'm kind of like scared, and also, and my working authorizations that I had before now. I don't know where they were because I don't use them anymore since I got my 10 years green card, right? So now I'm going to the oath ceremony, and then I'm wondering if I don't take those with me, something bad is going to happen. So that's my question.
Okay, so let's do. First of all, when is your ceremony?
Sorry,
When is your ceremony?
tomorrow.
Oh shit. Okay. Um, do you have proof right now today that you paid that new ticket? Do you have proof of all that?
Yeah, I have a proof that I printed out online. I have the proof of the ticket. I have the proof of payment.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
So on the oath ceremony letter, there's some questions on the back, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
So they're going to ask you since your interview, have you had any arrest citations? You're going to say yes. You're going to say I have a citation. Here's a copy of the citation, and here's proof that I paid it. And then they're going to say they'll be okay about that.
Okay.
You bring your 10-year green card. Do you still have your 2-year green card?
No, I only have a 10 year green card. They didn't give me 2 years. They gave me only 10 years.
And you're saying just right now you don't know where your old work cards are?
Yeah, the authorizations. I don't know where they were because when I moved, I couldn't find them anymore.
Yeah, so don't bring that up tomorrow. Hopefully they'll just take your green card. That's all that matters. If they ask you about your work cards, just say I don't know where they are. I lost them when I moved.
Okay, would they not ask me for police report on those?
On the work cards?
Yes.
No. It's not the same
Okay.
as green cards. It's not the same as green cards. I don't think it'd be a problem. Where's your ceremony? Which city?
I'm in California. It's in the Chatsworth office.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Adishola. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Burke is here. Hello, Burke.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is my first time, so that's why I'm so excited.
That's all good.
I'm talking with you from like Pennsylvania. My question is, like I came to United States with F1 student visa, and then I applied like asylum, like approximately 7 months ago. By the way, for
When did you enter on your F1?
F1. 2022. It was summer.
So you filed for asylum more than 1 year after your arrival.
No, I before actually it was like maybe 3 or 4 days ago when I didn't complete like 1 year's procedure like timeline. So before the 3 or 4 days ago, I applied asylum because for my nationality. So I'm Kurdish, so that's why I applied the asylum. But
Right,
my question
but
is
hold on.
okay.
You know there's a rule that you're supposed to apply for asylum within 1 year of arrival,
I
right?
know I applied before the 1 year.
But you said you entered in 22.
Um. Yes. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry about that because I don't remember the specific time, but I'm pretty sure. My attorney many times said you have to
Okay.
apply before the 1 year, but
Okay.
I'm sure just 3 or 4 days ago, like before the 1 years, I applied. However, and also I'm not going to like school at this time. I came here for my like master education. So I have a bachelor's degree. I'm architect and also I'm urban planner. I had
Okay.
a double degree.
Yeah.
However, so I'm also married. But it's I married like 3 months ago, It was like end of 2023. And then but this part is might be a little bit tricky because it's a same-sex marriage. And then my spouse just earned like 50,000 like in 2023. And then we had like same age, and I'm like 26, also he's 26. So it's
He's a U.S. citizen.
yes, citizen. But he was born in also like Pennsylvania. So I met with him like 2 years ago when I like entered the United States, and also his family knows our situation. So and also we had a like lot of like pictures, like photo, and also wedding ceremony, and also with his like family, and also with my aunt and sister-in-law, my nephews, my niece. And then we have like 1.5 years like background.
Yeah.
So and then so I'm just curious, I'm just wondering. So I applied I-130 and I-485 just weeks ago.
Yeah.
So what do you think about like my situation? So is it like bad or not? Because like and also this is my first marriage, and also my spouse also first marriage. So but my spouse he's sponsored for his mom. So like his mom just like 1 month ago got like her green card, 10 years green card. So like technically my spouse gonna be like sponsor like twicely for my situations. So I have no idea how it's gonna be affect or like immigration procedure like process. I just know if you help me with that, I'm gonna really appreciate it.
Does his salary of $50,000 a year, is that true for each of the last 3 years or just this year?
Just unfortunately 2023, another like 3 years, it was like approximately 30,000.
When he applied for his mother, did she have a co-sponsor or was it just him?
No, co-sponsor.
I think you're going to need a co-sponsor too. You're okay with that?
Uh, so my sister-in-law can do it, right?
Yeah. If
Okay.
they're a citizen or green card holder and they make enough money.
Okay, yeah, she's right. But my attorney said 50,000 is enough for just your sponsorship. Like, so they said we don't need with that. So that's why I'm curious how it's possible.
I have a question. So for the asylum case, did the fact that you're gay come up at all in your asylum case?
So I have also I said I'm gay. Also I said I'm Kurdish.
Yeah.
So I wrote on the system, but I didn't send any like history or any like problem or any like
That's okay.
statement of purposes.
That's okay. But at least it's consistent. It's not inconsistent. You didn't say
Yeah.
one thing in the yeah. I
Okay.
think you're totally. I think this is a good case. I'd be happy to. I mean, I know you have a lawyer already. This is a case I would file. I'm not worried about your case at all. I think you're fine.
Really, I'm
Yeah.
really so happy. So and also how long it will be take like whole procedure like
Well,
interview or stuff like that.
the asylum will slow it down, and the being out of status will slow it down. The most officers will want to pull your old asylum case, and that just takes a while. So probably a year and a half, maybe a little longer. Probably have an interview, maybe not, but probably have an interview.
Okay.
But I think you're fine. Overall, I'm happy about your case. I think you're in good
Okay.
shape.
Thank you so much. But it doesn't matter, right? I have like asylum case or not, so it's not gonna be affect my like marriage case. So
It's just going to slow it down. It's not going to mean it gets denied. It's just going to
Okay.
slow it down.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that for your advice.
Good luck,
Thank you
Bert.
so much.
Keep us posted how it goes, okay?
Gotcha. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Bye, buddy. Fatima's here. Hello, Fatima.
Oh, hello, Jim. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to ask you some.
Sure. How you doing?
Good. So, my case, it's I applied for the I-485 on 2020, I guess, like on June. So then I received like I don't know, I can remember what it was called, like when they ask you for like evidence or something.
Request for evidence.
Yes, it was about my co-sponsor, and then we sent all the paperwork. We were good. So they scheduled the biometric thing. We were good, and then finally they sent the work permit and the travel permit.
Okay.
After that, I was scheduled to get an interview. So we went there with my husband, and the officer came out and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we cannot have the interview because all the paperwork is not complete. There's part of the paperwork that is not with me. It's at the benefit center, I don't know where." And I was asking questions like, "Okay, can you tell me where, who I can talk with, like what should I do to get my paperwork?"
That sucks.
And he said, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I can answer for that. So I will just go ahead and you go back to your house and wait a couple of months. And when I get the paperwork back, I will just reschedule the appointment." And we were like, "Okay, let's all go do the trip, 2 hour trip to our house." Okay. So, like 1 year after that, which is this month, I received another appointment, but I had to call USCIS and talk to a person and this and that. Okay, so after all I fought, the appointment came. So it's gonna be on March 14th. My question here is, I'm sure we're gonna get the green card for 10 years. We have a child in common. It's all legit, our marriage. But I have to go back to my country for like 6 months because I have a bachelor's in law. So I need to finish my career. It's like a bar exam in my country to be like
Yeah.
an official lawyer. So I need
Yeah.
to finish. How can I do to keep my green card? And also, are they going to count all the time that I had my work permit, travel permit with me because I was legal here for that naturalization process? No. So all this time I was waiting, and all this time that it was not my fault, it was just like zero.
If you have your interview on March, what did you say, March 14th? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. So if they approve it on March 15th, then the start date on your green card will be March 15th, 2024, and you'll have to wait 3 years from then to apply for citizenship.
Okay. Thank you for that. And
Yeah.
how can I manage the time? I mean, I don't mind if I have to come back in 6 months, but how is that going to work like in reality?
So let's again say that they approve your, when do you want to be in your home country?
I'm planning to go there like on April, or
And
the latest is gonna be June.
then it's got to be a full 6 months, or it could be 4 months, or what?
It can be less, of course.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to go back because this like kind of bar exam, which is like an old investigation I have to work on and a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Background
It's
check.
more.
Yeah. And you have to be in the country to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. So as long as you don't have any trips more than 6 months, you'll be okay. Now, the tricky thing will be, so if you get your green card on March 15th and then you leave to go back to your home country and then you're gone for 5 months, the one thing I want you to think about, because I've seen them play around with this, as long as you're not gone for more than 6 months, your green card is fine, right? But the problem is when you get that green card, right, and then you leave right away, and then you apply for citizenship based on the day you got the green card, not based on when you came back from your home country studying for the bar, then they sometimes say, well, you didn't really reside here when we gave you the green card. You didn't reside here until you came back 6 months later. So then you really have to wait 3 years from then, not from 3 years on the start date of your green card. It's a dirty trick that they have.
So they will count the day I come back to the US.
If very little time passes between when you get the green, if you get the green card and go right away, then they like to say, sometimes, I haven't seen this in a while, but I have seen it, where they say, Fatima, you didn't really reside in the United States until you came back from that trip where you went to study for the bar back in your home country. So really, we're going to start your 3-year clock when you came back in October, not here in March or April. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So I think it's more convenient to do that, like start at zero instead of like start
Yeah.
the whole process again, pay all the fees.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Bye, Fatima. Good luck. Sorry it took you so long.
Thank you.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye. It's interesting they're still having the interview after all that. That's interesting. All right. Hey, everybody. Here's a pro tip. If your buddy asks you to go to the DMV because there's a restraining order against him at the DMV and he wants you to get him a driver's license with your picture on it, don't do it. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I'm having a hard time getting over that one. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, right, Juli? 4 o'clock tomorrow? Yep. 4 o'clock tomorrow. I think 4 o'clock on Wednesday. No, I'm flying. Yeah, we'll see about Wednesday. I'll be running all around. 3 o'clock, she says, maybe on Wednesday. But tomorrow, 4 o'clock, we'll be back. I'm going to do a bunch of shows. Ramadan's coming up in 2 weeks. I know I said 3 a week, but I'm having too much fun, and these are 2. I think everybody's right. No more crazy shows with the brick. Remember, Benson called when I was on the brick, and we've had some real crazy calls on the brick. So we got to use the brick sparingly. We got to be a little worried about the brick. Just bad things happen when we do the brick. Yeah, Nurse Laura, make sure you go back to Master's call about the driver's license. That was something. There's always something. We really need to start an audio podcast where we take the crazy calls of the week and just put them all into one weekly audio podcast. We really got to do that. That's something else. All right. I missed you guys. Glad to be back. We'll be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central. Thanks, Juli. Bye, everybody.